Greetings and salutations. In today's video, I demonstrate not only how to merge PDF documents in a systematic way, but how to read those documents and extract key values, then use those values to rename the newly created merged PDF documents, all using Power Automate desktop version. Let's begin. So, we have a bunch of PDF documents that we need to add a cover page to. The cover page will be the same for all, and our mission at hand is to add the cover page to each of the PDF documents in an automated way. I have some sample invoices here. These are just some sample invoices, but each one has a different invoice number located here. Our cover page is in a different folder and is just a single page with the words cover page on it. We will cycle through each of these files and add the cover page to each invoice, and then rename the invoice based on the invoice number. Then we will place that renamed file in a different folder here. Okay, so we have a new flow set up here with no actions yet. Well, the first thing we want to do is gather up our target PDF documents. We do that with the Get Files in Folder action. Next to folder, we insert the location of our PDF documents, not including our cover page. Make sure that is in a different directory. We can set our file filter to be PDF documents only with the star.pdf because I also have an Excel file in that directory that I want to ignore. Our variable produce will be called files. Save that. I'm going to move some PDF documents out of our directory so that I can work with just one for now. So only our sample after PDF document will be picked up. Now, we want to cycle through our PDF documents, so let's use a for each loop. Our value to iterate will be the output from our get files called files. Now, let's extract the text from our PDF. There's an action called extract text from PDF. Our variable will be the current item in the loop, and our pages to extract can be all, as our sample invoices are only one page anyway. The output will be extracted PDF text. Save that. So if we run this on our one file, let's see what our expected text looks like. Let's run this. And our values will show up on the right side here. If we open it up, we see our text. Our target text is the first line. So a way we can extract the first line is to split our text on new lines and assign each line to a list. We do that with the split text action. Our text to split will be our extracted PDF text, a standard delimiter type, and the delimiter will be a new line. This will produce the variable text list. Let's run this to see the output. Okay, so each line can now be referenced by an index number, and the line that we want is line number 0. Now we are going to assign a variable to this line in our list. I will change the variable name to line and our value will be text list. And to target the first line, we add a zero in the brackets before the last percentage, like so. So if we run this, our line variable will contain our target line. Now, if we wanted to rename this file, this entire line, we would be done with this step. But let's make it a bit harder and just target the actual invoice number, 0020. So if the number after the dash, well, we can do that by performing another split on this line variable. So add another split text. Our text split will be our line variable. Our delimiter type will be custom this time, and our custom delimiter will be the dash. Let's output this variable to a variable called number. Save that. Our number variable would now contain just the invoice number on the second line. Great. We have our target name will be called. Now we will copy our files into the temp directory that also has our cover page PDF using our copy files action. Our files to copy will be the current item. Our destination folder will be the location of our cover page PDF. And if the file already exists, let's overwrite it. You will see why we are copying the PDF into the directory that contains the cover page with our next action. Our next action will be to perform the merge on the PDF files. We have to select all the PDF files we wish to merge. So let's call a get files and folder action, then reference that in our PDF files. So cancel this for now and add a get files and folder action. We can add our PDF filter as well, and let's put the output it as M files. Now we call our merge and reference our M files. So our PDF files will be M files. Our merge PDF path is the location where we want the merge PDFs to be saved. Even though it says merge PDF path, it actually wants you to specify the name as well. So let's call it merged PDF. And if the file exists, add a sequential suffix. Our output will be merged PDF. Now, after we copy the file and perform the merge, let's delete the copied file from our directory. Our file to delete will be our copy file variable. Save that. Now let's run that and see what kind of output we get. Okay, we have a merged PDF file, but if we open it, it's not in the correct order. Our cover page is page 2 in the document. We want the cover page to be the first page. Let's fix that. When we get the files in our temp folder, let's sort it first by name. Open our Get Files in Folder action, expand Advanced, and turn on Sort by Name. Also turn on Descending. That way, when we get our files, it will be in somewhat of a consistent order based on the name of our cover page. Let's run that again. Okay, now our cover page is the first page and our invoices are second. Great. Okay, now let's work on the renaming aspect. I'll save you the trial and error of getting this to work. But before we call the rename file action, we need to trim the white space from our variable. So we need to call trim text action. Text to trim will be our number variable in our second line, which is referenced like so. And we store this value in trimmed text variable. What this does is remove white spaces, more specifically new line characters that gets added and causes problems with our rename action. Okay, now that we have that, we can call our rename function. Our file to rename will be our merged PDF output. The rename scheme will be set a new name. The new file name will be our trimmed text variable. And we want to keep the file extension on. And if the file exists, let's do nothing. We can turn off the option to produce a variable name for this. So let's go over what we are doing here. We get all PDF files in a given location with flow 1. Then we loop over these files and extract all the text from the PDF. We then split the text from the PDF on new lines. So each line is in the PDF is assigned a location in a list. Because our PDFs are uniformed, the line we want to extract will always be on the first line. Then we split the line on a dash to get only the invoice number and not the wording. Then we copy that file in the directory with our cover page. We get those files in the directory and perform a merge on those files. We copy that file to our target directory, delete the original PDF from our temp directory. We then rename our PDF based on the invoice number we extracted. Okay, let's run this on all our files and see what we get. And that's it. We have just completed a merge on PDF documents by adding a cover page and successfully renaming each sample invoice based on the invoice number. Hopefully you found this video useful, and if so, please consider subscribing. If you have any tasks you would like to see automated using Power Automate Desktop version, please let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching. This video has been brought to you by AIP Solutions.